Good morning and welcome to Get Real with Mazza and Jordan. Today we are going to be talking about what's been going on in real estate, especially buyers and inquiries and whether or not we're still getting any. So I guess the first question is, have we noticed any reductions in buyer inquiries?
Good question, and there are a lot of people wondering what's happening out there in the marketplace. We would normally average about 400 to 500 inquiries per month. At the moment we're averaging about 300 to 400, so it's come down a bit, but the level of inquiry and the type of buyer is a very, very good buyer that's inquiring at the moment.
Why is that?
Look, I'd say that a lot of the people that were speculating or weren't quite ready and just getting a feel for the market out on a Saturday, those people, they're out. They're not willing to risk going out looking at properties. The people that we're dealing with at the moment are ready to go. They know that we're in unusual times, but they want to put a roof over their head or buy an investment, and they're pretty serious about doing it.
Then for inspections, even the week-to-week inspections that we do, are we seeing more of them because of this or less?
Yeah, it's interesting, just following on from what Jordan was saying, and we were speaking earlier in the week about this, Jordan and I are actually doing more inspections per week than if we compare it to what we were doing earlier this calendar year. So the inspection rate has actually risen. So even though open homes have been restricted, the one-on-one inspections that Jordan and I are now running, we're actually running more of those per week. And what we're really finding is the quality of the inspections have really improved.
I guess I'll bring up a recent sale that we've had here at Clark. One that Jordan recently sold is number 3/148 Buckland Road in Munda. That one went really quickly. So what happened there?
Good question there. So yeah, it was a really, really quick campaign, and we got a great result for the owners. Look, we priced the property pretty attractively to the market. We had a number of good inquiries. I would say about 6 qualified buyers that we had inspect the property one-on-one, and then a second inspection with the buyer that ended up purchasing the property. So yeah, look, it was under contract within about 21 days from hitting the market.
It's interesting, that buyer there, Jordan, I actually took her to another property in Munda, ironically on Buckland Road, only probably 2 weeks earlier. So that buyer was in our database, wasn't it?
Exactly right, yep, she was. And so look, at the moment, we've got these really good buyers that are ready to go. It's just a matter of having enough properties to show them.
Immediately, one of the first sources that Jordan and I go to is that we go to our database and look at those buyers that have been categorised in that area. And that's how we're getting that traction of not only buyer inspections, but ultimately, a result like that, a sale in 21 days.
So you've just given me an example of a property that we sold in 21 days, and we have all these buyers in our database, but how do you sell properties when confidence is down and people are uncertain?
Yeah, look, and there's no doubt that this market has moved from being a seller's market at the beginning of this year, with all the pundits forecasting that it was going to be Brisbane's year for significant capital growth. There's no doubting that the market's moved from being a seller's market to a buyer's market. Okay, and the biggest change that Jordan and I have seen in the last 3 weeks is that it's a lot more price sensitive. Okay, so what we're seeing is if properties are not advertised to where buyers see value, you're just not even getting inquiry or inspections. Conversely, when you make that adjustment, all of a sudden you start getting inquiry. That leads to good quality inspections, which leads to proposals being put to the owners. Okay. I guess one of the things Jordan and I went through the GFC together when we went through that whole financial crisis. So one thing we've got in experience behind us is understanding that when you're selling and buying in the same market, you are protected by the market dynamics. So your home and we often see this, people upgrading from a property that they first entered the market in, like an entry-level house or a unit. that, let's just use some numbers, a $300,000 unit that they've now got a young family, and that unit is now come down in value by 10%, so to 270,000. Some people say, oh, this is not a great time for me to sell because my unit is no longer worth the value that it was worth 6 weeks ago, which is true. Okay, so there's a $30,000 loss. Okay, but they're wanting to upgrade because they've now got a young family and they're wanting to upgrade to a home in the surrounding suburbs, and their budget was up to $1 million. And they could see 6 weeks ago a home that they were looking at was selling fairly consistently for around that $1 million mark. You must remember, when markets fall, the entire market falls. Okay, so a home that was worth $1 million, if it's fallen in value by 10%, okay, is now worth $900,000. Okay, so there's a $100,000 loss that those people are taking, and a $30,000 loss that the people who are selling are taking. But the net outcome is a $70,000 gain. So there's an actual benefit to somebody who's selling and upgrading in a falling market, because the financial loss of a property when they're upgrading to a higher price point is actually greater. So it's actually, in a weird way, to their benefit. Jordan and I were talking about those that are downgrading, particularly baby boomers or empty nesters that are selling the big family home, reversing it the other way, selling the big family home for $1 million and wanting to buy a unit.
It is a tougher market. A falling market is tougher for someone that's downsizing, and they will be taking more of a loss than if they were in a rising market. So they really need to take into account what is the emotional reason for selling. There could be something that is really binding and that will overtake the loss, but if they're in a position to hold out, then possibly it is best to hold out. But just depending on how long you can do that, at the moment no one knows.
The mitigating factor there is with that emotional reason.
Exactly.
And Jordan and I have seen over the years, particularly people that are downsizing and have owned that home for 20, 30, 40 years, an extra $10, $20, $30, $40,000 is not really the driving factor. It's the security of what it is they're trying to secure, of what they're trying to achieve, which really drives their motivation and what their decisions are.
What about those who don't own anything yet and they're just waiting for property prices to fall even lower?
You're in a great position. I guess that if you're cashed up and you've got 20% deposit, it's a great position for you to be in.
So look, to follow on from that, there certainly are some people that are taking advantage of that now, and we're also seeing people that are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see if the market comes down further. So look, it is a great time to buy, and no one's got the answer of what's ahead in the future, but there certainly are some opportunities out there. And guys, just remember, in this market where people are quite uncertain and not sure whether they should be putting their properties up for sale, we're offering no upfront costs, and you pay nothing until you're sold.
Thank you for watching Get Real with Mazza and Jordo. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks guys.